Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be providing a longer term market analysis update for Ergo. We're going to be talking about some key levels of support and resistance, as well as the Ergo Bitcoin ratio, taking a look here at some ranges and my general outlook into, say, the next few months. I'm also going to discuss when specifically I'm going to start to be very interested in Ergo and when I think that the chart would actually start to look very bullish. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, I hope you guys do enjoy. So with Ergo, over the last several videos, we have basically just been discussing the same range where we have the support right around $1.67 and then the resistance right around $4.40, the same range that we had from back here in the bull market in 2021. And you can see those levels were respected every step of the way with resistance and support. But over the last few months, we have seen a little bit of divergence from that range, and we're really just seeing the price chop above and below the range lows at $1.67. So I think now it's a little more appropriate to extend this range and perhaps take into account the previous levels from all the way back here in 2020 as our new range lows. So looking at it from this, I think makes a little bit more sense now, just because you can see that it does give us a little bit more information, again, including the range lows right around $1.18 as previous resistance in 2020, and then now support right here on the most recent retest in December of 2022. And you can also see that the mid-range has been respected, which is right around $2.25, which was a key area of consolidation back here in the bull market, key area of consolidation right here in the summer of 2022, and now it is acting as resistance on the most recent retest right here that we had in the middle of April. So that is the main target that we have to watch for the upside, $2.25. And at this point, we really do want to see Ergo reclaim this, because on the weekly chart, we're really just consolidating here in the lower portion of this longer term range, which does open up the downside possibility and the threat of a breakdown of the range. But if Ergo were to reclaim that level, which is again right around $2.25, that would really eliminate the threat of an immediate breakdown where we wouldn't have to look to the support at $1.18 as a must hold level. And that would also produce a higher high on this weekly chart, where you could see how the dynamic of this trend would start to be more to the upside, where we would have rising highs and rising supply. So that's really what we want to see. So for in the next few months for Ergo, we just want to see a slow grind up higher, where we can eventually have a move above the mid-range at $2.25, and then ideally seeing that level flip into support. If we can get something like this, that would be the first major sign of bullishness on the weekly chart. Until that happens, though, we really do have to respect the trend, which really there is no defined uptrend here. Some of the altcoins and some of the majors, Bitcoin and Ethereum, do actually have defined uptrends because they have made higher highs and higher lows. But with Ergo, you can't really see that here. It does have a little bit of relative weakness, which does lead me here to the Ergo Bitcoin ratio. This is going to tell us the price of Ergo as measured in Bitcoin. And as you can see, it has been moving down substantially since this peak back here in September of 2022, and it has broken down below this very key range. We have discussed this in previous videos, the range lows right around 6,900 Satoshis, and then the resistance at the range highs right around 12,000 Satoshis. You can see how we had a lot of price action and a lot of time spent between those two levels, basically just oscillating from support to resistance, minus this brief fake out that we had again in around September of 2022. And then what happened was we had a breakdown, and this has actually been a little bit more sustainable of a move outside of the range, because back here in the middle of April, we did have a retest of the range lows, and that has now flipped into resistance. And since then, we have come back down and rejected off of that. So it does look like a very defined breakdown outside of the range. Now a breakdown to the downside, which does make the Ergo Bitcoin ratio look a little bit more bearish. And what this is going to do is it's going to mean that Ergo would lose its relative value against Bitcoin. Not necessarily bearish for the USD pair, but it would just mean that in the short term, Bitcoin would have better performance. And I think that's really the main problem with a lot of other altcoins right now, is that if you were to just invest in Bitcoin, number one, you're taking on less risk, but you're also seeing those better returns. And just to show you as an example, if we look here at Bitcoin, you can see that it has actually broken out. It's made a higher high. It's reached $31,000, which is the highest valuation it's seen since back here in the middle of 2022. And it's generally got that nice uptrend structure to it. But looking back here at Ergo, it's basically just consolidating down here at the bottom of the range. So that's really what that Ergo Bitcoin ratio bleeding is showing us. And that's why we don't want to see that happen. We don't want Ergo, which as an altcoin takes on higher risk, underperforming Bitcoin, because why would people want to invest in Ergo when Bitcoin has better returns? So that's really the main problem that we're dealing with. And if Ergo can start to, for example, reclaim the middle of the range, then I think we could start to see a little bit better performance with respect to Bitcoin, potentially even outperforming. And ultimately, I think that would be the momentum that we would need to basically retest the range highs and then, for example, maybe even break out from there. But until we start to see that happen, I really do have to respect the trend, which on the Ergo Bitcoin ratio has been firmly to the downside. So for the time being, I would much rather just hold an investment in Bitcoin instead. I hope you guys enjoy the content and the analysis, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.